In this task, we'll explore the use of data dictionaries, which are also sometimes referred to as lookup tables, and use those to select records by attributes. Here I have QGIS Desktop open with the state 2010 census layer, and it's here with this pretty hideous pink, but again, when you first load a layer into QGIS, the symbology is random. So this is the color that was chosen this time. But let's examine the attributes we have to work with. I'll right-click on the layer, choose Open Attribute Table, and I can see that there's quite a few attributes in here. However, the field names are cryptic. It's clear that some sort of naming convention's been used. They all begin with DP, but there's no way to understand what data is contained in each field just by the field names alone. This is often a necessity as you're limited to 10 characters in a field name in a shapefile. So people will come up with codes for fields when they don't have enough text to give a description in the field name itself. Fortunately, the data creator in this situation has provided a data dictionary or a lookup table. This is a table containing descriptions of the data contained in each field. So I'll close this attribute table for now, and I'll use the Add Vector Data button to add this standalone table. And it's a spreadsheet. So here's my Excel spreadsheet. I'll click Open, and it adds the spreadsheet as a table. And I can right-click and open this to look at the data contained in it. And I can see in the left-hand column is the field name, and the right-hand column is the description of the data contained in that field. I've been asked to map the male population under age 5 for the lower 48. So to determine which field contains that data, I can refer to this table. Here's the male section of the table, and here's the under 5. So here's the field name that I would be interested in finding, ending in 0021. Now that I know what field contains the data, I can close this and style my states layer to show those data values. So I'll double click on the layer to open up layer properties, and instead of this single symbol renderer, I'll use a graduated renderer, and I'll hit the drop down to choose the field containing the males under 5. And I'll change the mode to quantile, but I'll keep the same 5 classes and the default blues color ramp, and click OK. So now I've mapped the males under 5 for the United States. Next, I'm going to cover how to select features by attributes. So I'll open the attribute table for this layer again, and to select features by attributes, I'll click the Select Features using an expression button right here. The Select by Expression window opens, and this window has various operators and functions in the upper left-hand corner. The expression is built down here, and then various help will show up on the right depending on what function you're using. Down here, notice that there is one section called Fields and Values. If I expand that, these are all the field names in my attribute table. So what I want to do now is select the states where the total population is less than 1 million. That data is contained in the 0001 column. So what I'll do is I'll double click this to have it show up in the expression window. And it's best to populate your expression window in this way instead of typing field names in, because there's a certain syntax attached to fields and values. And if I double click and build the expression that way, that syntax will be generated correctly. So I want total population less than 1 million. So the next thing I need to find is the less than operator. So I'll expand operators, make sure my cursor is at the end of my expression, and double click on the less than operator. Now I can simply type in the value, 1 million, and click select. And you'll see the selected records appear. And one note about this select button, there's a drop down here. Select by itself will create a new selection, a new selected set. If you already have an existing selected set, you can choose to run your expression to add to that existing selection, or remove from selection, or select within selection. So I'll click close for now. Another feature is down in the lower left, there's a toggle, and by default it shows all features. I can set this to just show the selected features, and I'll see the selected records. These are the states with a population less than 1 million. And I can hit the toggle on a column and sort those records, so I can see the state with the lowest population is Wyoming. I'll close the attribute table, And you'll note that not only are the records in the attribute table selected, but the features on the map are selected as well. So there's a link between the attribute table and the features when you're selecting. In the next task, you'll conduct a small analysis using a buffer operation and a select features by location to identify parcels affected by a tornado.